Now, in commemoration of Madiba Day, the SABC is running a campaign called #BeMoreMadiba, where we're encouraging people of South Africa to be a lot more like Madiba and something, no matter how small, to make a positive difference. Today, we're joined by two young ladies who have taken this to heart and made a big difference in their communities. Katie de Jager, who raised 20,000 Rand for the Red Cross Children's Hospital to just say thank you for the treatment she received. And Daniela Zenani, who founded the Babatani Butterfly Foundation, which collects donations of sanitary hygiene and related products. Girls, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thank you.
Can we just discuss what amazing work you are both doing? And at such a young age. Katie, let's start with you. Why were you sent to the Red Cross Children's Hospital?
Okay. So my grandpa would measure my sister and I on a wall in his bedroom. So then after a few months, he saw that my sister was like really catching up to me. And my grandma actually told my mom and dad, take her to the doctor. And they said...
Because you weren't growing?
Yeah, because I wasn't growing at all, basically. Okay. So then my grandma actually nagged on their heads. She was like, take her to the doctor, take her to the doctor. There might be something wrong. So they finally gave in and took me to the pediatrician, who referred me to the endocrinologist, who sent me for lots and lots of scans. And first they thought I had a craniopharyngioma, which is a brain tumor on my pituitary gland. And then in 2015, I went for a CT scan, which showed that I had no calcifications. So then my diagnosis changed from a craniopharyngioma to a Rathke cleft cyst. And I had a cleft cyst, yeah.
Where?
At the back of my head on my pituitary gland.
Okay, so what was happening? It was calcifying at the back of your pituitary gland over here.
Yeah, so that stopped me from growing. And I had it removed endoscopically at the Red Cross Children's Hospital.
What does endoscopically mean?
It means through your nose.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How long did the operation take?
About 2 hours.
And now you are 100% fine?
Yes.
Well, you definitely don't have a problem with your brain growing. And then you were treated so well at the Red Cross Children's Hospital that you decided to go back and do more.
Yes.
Take me through that journey. What did you decide to do and why?
So before I was even the ambassador, I decided, okay, for my 67 minutes of good last year, for Mandela Day, I decided I would take toys and cutlery and toothbrushes to the patients and give the cutlery to the Red Cross Children's Hospital. So I was in D1 ward, so I decided, okay, I'm going to give that ward toys and toothbrushes and cutlery.
With those things that you thought they were lacking, that they needed?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
From your time there?
Yes, so I gave toys to, well, I would give teddy bears and things like that to the younger children, and we got donations of toys and nappies and things like that for the babies, and of children like 5 years old and things, we would give things that I wouldn't play with anymore or my friends wouldn't play with anymore. So that we decided to give them, and we gave them cutlery because we saw they were lacking cutlery.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've raised over 20,000 Rand for the Red Cross Children's Hospital, making you the youngest ever ambassador for them.
Yes. Actually, my first event was a Potjie course.
Yeah.
Which raised 21,000 Rand.
Yeah.
And then I had a Richard Caesar evening, which raised 23,000 Rand.
What's a Richard Caesar evening?
He's a guy that plays jazz on a guitar.
And is he amazing?
Yes.
Why, you've got to start inviting me to your events.
Okay, I will.
We're besties now, promise.
Yes.
Okay,
promise.
so what else do you have in mind to raise money now for them?
And then we had a high tea of 300 people and we raised 40,000 Rand.
You are amazing. You make a lot more money than any other person that I've met. That's amazing.
But with all my radio interviews and things like that, I personally raised 100,000 Rand for the hospital.
Wow, that is amazing. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yes.
And one day you're going to come and work for me because you know how to make money. Now, Daniela, you've also done such incredible work. Why don't you tell us the name of the foundation that you've set up and why you decided to do it?
Decide on the name?
Decide on the concept. Take us through what you do.
So
your foundation first.
Well, it started when I was very young. I was in grade 4, and we went on an outing, and the teacher was telling us, we went on an ERS outing. That was where we learned about poor communities, and we give in and we help. And then she was telling us that all the stuff we bought, the blankets and everything, was it's gonna help the children there. But then there was the lack of attendance record for the girls in the school dropped every month, and then I decided to do something about it, and then investigate a little more, and then it turns out that the girls don't go to school because of the changes in their bodies, and they actually thought they're not allowed to go to school.
Exactly.
Because when the money they earn for the sanitary products goes to the mom, because the mom earns the money, and the children stay home, and that leads to the children dropping out of school.
Exactly.
So I decided to do something about this, and yeah, that's where it started.
Because I assume you're of similar ages to a lot of these girls, and I think, like, you obviously know that a lot of these girls miss school. They miss something like 100 and something days of school a year, because they're going through their menstrual cycles and they don't have the toiletries, I suppose, in order to take with them to school so that they can have a full day studying. So now, what did you decide to do? How do you raise money for these pads and sanitary towels?
Well, I have to say a lot of people have donated, and we have a lot of sponsors, and everybody's giving in. And then at the beginning of the year, we did a raffle, a little Easter raffle, and then that raised really a lot of money. I'm not sure, but not very certain, but we raised a lot of money, and it still keeps, that raffle money is still keeping us going, and there's other donators, so there's a lot of support from other, and it's incredible. It happens so fast, you don't even,
I'm so proud of you two. You both are exactly the picture of what the new South African person is about. I hope you're very proud of yourselves. Thank you so much for chatting to us. We're going to chat to you guys a little bit later as well. Okay, let's hand over to Danilo.